Okay, let's do this. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? We got patch 4.23 Rally to Roam here to analyze, given the dual perspective by Hi-Res Stealth. I'll never get used to that. He looks so awkward standing up there. Right? Does everybody else feel it? I guess that's just his presence, though. I love Stealth, but he's a funny, awkward guy. All right, let's get into it. New skins. This is the new one. The new question mark. Will they get sued or not for this Harley Quinn Bologna skin? I think they probably made it just different enough that they won't get any sort of DMCA from that. So that's pretty cool. It looks really nice. I think it's a pretty cool skin overall. It's not like my favorite, but I'll definitely play it. Badlands Vulcan. I'm among the few, I guess, that aren't really into this Mad Max thing. Like, I don't give a shit about Mad Max. I don't care about, like, that whole aesthetic of just, like, a post-apocalyptic Ravager kind of things. Like, that's not me. It's not... I ain't into that, man. So, that's just really... I'm kind of bored with those skins. But, I don't know if you guys like it. It looks really cool, the details on it and everything. The Order and Chaos Hell. This is fantastic. Really great skin. The transitions between Order and Chaos look amazing, and I think they did a great job with that. Abyssal Knight Ares. This, what is his name? Cthulhu. Cthulhu Worshipper, like, I guess, Denizen of Cthulhu Warrior here is looking pretty sick. He has a special emote where he can, like, hold up the shield and he, like, worships praises to it and shit. It's pretty interesting. It's weird as hell, but it's really cool. It's definitely a very, very cool skin. Another hype skin for Ares. He's got so many. I feel like they always give them to the same gods. Like, Bologna? Really? Again? Alright, these are very nice mastery skins. Looking good, looking good. Now they changed it, they changed the FX for, to be, I like how they said to be less scary. Nick Walker, thank you so much.
Less than 3 love, yeah, man.
He does this every video.
Love
he
you,
does.
Savannah.
You're gonna get banned. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Okay, so Vulcan, they changed the FX to be less scary for allies of Vulcan. So when you see a Vulcan ult coming down on you, and I am not the only one, I always look at those, even when it's the enemy team, because it looks almost exactly the same. I always think, I'm like, oh shit, and I get hit by it, and I'll be like, I thought that was our Vulcans. So I have the reverse of what they were explaining on the Hi-Res stream for this, saying that it's more of a you Aegis your own Vulcans ult. But no, there will be an enemy Vulcan and no Vulcan on my team, and I have so little awareness, sensibility, that I will get hit by it. And then blame my team for not having a Vulcan. But yeah, so that's cool. I mean, it won't affect Duel much, won't affect me much, but finally. Jade Emperor's Crown. They wrote a lot about this. Jade Emperor's Crown was huge for Conquest, but it's not very big for Duel. And now it definitely won't be, because it's 60 to 50 protections. It's only gone down. It is a slight nerf. It wasn't a much picked up item. When it first came out, a lot of people were picking it up more on some of the Guardians and like some of the tankier mage options, but it didn't really see too much gameplay. There's just too many other core items that you couldn't fit this into your builds, and now you definitely won't with the -10 stuff. Gladiator Shield, I'll imagine this will be picked up a little bit less now. Reduce the protections from 35 to 30. A lot of people pick this up after boots and before a breastplate on like warriors or even assassins. I'm not a big fan of doing that. I always just go straight into my breastplate or my Nemean or, you know, whatever my defensive at. Yeah, basically between those two. And so now I have less reason to pick this up, and I'll never conform to the Gladiator meta. Maybe it'll be dead. Probably won't be dead. Five protections off it isn't a big deal. It's still a great item. It still, you know, gives you great benefits, but it ain't Geico. Alright, Executioner. -5 physical power from this item as well. They've just done a lot of little tweaks to the items this time around. You could tell that it wasn't really a huge patch. You know, they don't want to make they don't want to shake things up too much before Worlds. I imagine the next patch will be similar to this, but they're still, you know, little impacts. They have an overall effect on the game for sure. And this reduced power is pretty nice for Executioner because the item is broken as hell. Like it is so strong, and you notice that power spike when Executioner is finished. Based on its passive, you're just done once that thing gets rolling. But that's what I think they probably need to actually target if they want to really take a serious look at this item, is target the passive and not the physical power that it gives, because I don't think the physical power is too much of a big deal. But it will still have, like I said, a slight impact. Won't change the build though. You're still going to be going Executioner. Dev Gloves. Another one, just small, 100 gold increase. Now, this will be more impactful for like Conquest and all the other game modes. Duel, gold spooling, it's not that hard to get your devos going and everything. And it's still the strongest item in the game for hunters. So unless you're grossly behind, you're gonna want to still get this item. It'll still stay absolutely meta in my opinion. Now, Hydra's Lament, this is a pretty interesting buff to it. They increase the bonus attack damage that you get after an ability from 30% to 40%. I mean, that's a huge 10% bonus to it. That's not bad at all, especially on a god like Loki, who might see a little bit more play now. He'll definitely have a little bit more bang for his buck when he goes all in on you now, if he's got this item on hand. So I would like to see this item used more on all the other assassins. A lot of people tell me to pick it up on like all different guys, Thanatos, Humbot, stuff like that. Maybe I'll start to. I mean, this seems like a good direction for the item, because it was very... What they need to do with Hydras is change it from such a niche item. Like, sure, it's a niche item because it has a very specific effect, but it's such a niche that it's like it's a Loki item. Like, that's pretty dumb. So they need to find a way to make this item accessible for everyone, or else it's just kind of lame, right? It doesn't make sense. So if this 10% increase has done it, that'll be great. I doubt it, but it'll make it a little bit better. I'm gonna try it out for sure. Jotuns, they reduced the cost from 2,450 to 2,350. This will make it even more accessible than ever. I mean, Jotuns is always something you go for in Duel, or almost always. And now, with the Titans having an increased gold nerf, sorry, it's weird to say, it's like increased, but it's nerf. Yeah, increased gold nerf, and then also the tier 2 got nerfed, and the tier 3 got slightly nerfed as well. It makes Jotuns even better to go early. So maybe you would like to just go breastplate into Jotuns more often, and people will start finishing up their full cooldown builds instead of rushing that early Titan's Bane as they had been before in Duel. This just makes it a lot more accessible. Maybe go Nemeans into Jotuns and then the Titan's Bane, or and then a breastplate and then Titans. But it looks like Jotuns will be better earlier, which it should be, because Titans should be something you have to pick up later. But the reason you get Titans earlier on in Duel than other game modes is because people go defense immediately. Right after boots, defense rears its ugly head. Alright, moving right along to a Wheelix. A lot of people were saying this is a Wheelix buff. A lot of people are saying it's a nerf. To me, it's just, it neutralizes her. It doesn't do much of anything. They changed the range of Moonlight Charge from 73, like eliminate all of what you see here. Basically, they had the targeter was wrong based on what it actually was. It was doing 73 and it was supposed to be doing 65, which is crazy. That's like a lot of difference that they didn't know for this entire time. But so they made it to be more in line with that. They changed it to 70. So it's actually a slight nerf to the overall range of Moonlight Charge by 3, which is hardly anything, right? Then they increased the range of the ult from 70 to 75. So it now picks up on the highest range of Moonlight Charge. I feel like they could have left Moonlight Charge at 73. I think they just don't like odd numbers. Honestly, I think that's what it was, because like, why fuck with it? She wasn't doing too well already. Like, I mean, she wasn't by any means on top of the meta, so you could probably keep it at 73 and make it not awkward for everyone. Instead, everybody has to go through this change now, because if they were going to make this cover up to 75, then it's probably better to have the 73 here. It already synergizes, but whatever. Either way, it's just like a kind of like a neutral thing. It doesn't do that much either way, but at least, if somebody knocks somebody up, like a Hebo knocks somebody up further away from you, now you have that extra 5 distance that you can gravity surge them from. This guy, I'm mad about. Screech was buffed. They gave 10 more damage per level to this ability. And, I'm sorry, not 10 more damage. 10 more increased physical power buff to this ability per level. And that's a big deal because that increases his scaling at the late game. Now he's getting a 40 physical power buff from picking up the Echo from the Screech. And yeah, I think he's going to be pretty strong. He's always strong. He's very slept on in Duel. Luckily, not that many people play him, but he's going to be a problem, as usual. Discordia, I think she might have needed more work than this, but I don't think they wanted to do too much at first. They reduced the magical power scaling on Strife from 70% to 60%. And Strife is her 2, right? Yeah, pretty positive Strife is a 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's a good look. At least, you know, they recognize that she does need to be nerfed. Because from what I've heard, she has been a bit of a nightmare. And then other people are like, no, don't nerf her. She's not bad. She's not too bad. So maybe this slight little nerf is good, at least for now. Fafnir. I'm so glad to see them finally take some hits to Fafnir. Increase cooldown reduction on Coerce from 15 to 16. I can't tell you how annoyed I was watching the SPL. I was like, I'm going to get back into this game competitively. Woo! Can't wait to watch it. And every single game it was Fafnir. And like I was a support man. So, you know, I love seeing different supports being played. It's sick. I want to see some Ymirs. I want to see some Athena. Not even Athena was being picked, man. Like, Athena I thought was always going to be good. But no, it was like Fafnir, 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 Fafnir. And I couldn't deal with it. So I'm very glad that they do nerf him here. I don't know that it's going to, you know, move him to unviability by any means. But that attack speed buff is quite a difference from 50% at the end to 35%. And a 1 second increased cooldown is nice. Like I said, it probably won't change him too much, but it's still a good good direction for them. My man Kukulkan, I got so excited. I know many of us did when we saw him up here on the docket. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. Increase base movement speed by 5. Okay. I guess. We'll see if that has an impact. I'm going to be about run people in Duel better. I guess you combine that 5 with your 2, and you're probably going to be pretty fast as Kukulkan, like running away from people. So, maybe it'll be nice. Now, Medusa buffs. This is actually a huge one, and it doesn't seem that big because the numbers are small, but you got to remember that this is over 3 shots that she gets on this Viper shot. So, it's from 10 to 15 at base, which means that they almost doubled it. And that's per shot. So, she is going to be hitting for so much early game poke now, and I already hated dealing with that Viper shot already. If you go up against top Medusa players in Duel, it's a nightmare. The amount that she controls the lane just by proccing those quick Viper shots on you, bop, 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 you now have a big issue with her because she'll be a problem. And it scales even better as it goes on by 5 per level. So yeah, she'll be a big threat. I have a feeling she's going to be picked up even more in Duel, and she could be a real frustrating god, so watch out. Now here is the boy. I'm so pumped. They buffed my boy Ra by giving him increased base damage on Divine Light from 60 to 70, and so on, you know, by actually scaling up to 270 from 220, which is a big change. You know, the biggest change comes there at the end. They wanted to make sure that he has more damage at the late game, where if, you know, he kind of stales out as a mage and becomes too utility based and doesn't have the damage other than like on his ult. So they wanted to actually spread it out a little bit and give him some more damage in other areas. I think this is a great option. Increase magical power from 40% to 55%. Like, that's great. And they reduce the mana cost as well. So all around, Ra's gonna be looking good. He's not gonna be looking you know, great for Duel, but he's gonna be looking better. He'll have more damage, and that's great because, you know, that's the one thing he really lacks. He can be tanky, he can move around you, he can swing a bunch of abilities at you in a, you know, in an extended engagement while healing himself up, as pending you don't have 90% anti-heal on him with the various anti-heal items that are available. But yeah, he's gonna be looking a lot better still. It's a buff, and I'm happy with it, a good buff. And I would love to see him more in the SPL as well. Susano, last one of the day. This guy got his Wind Siphon, increased base damage from 60 to 80 And that one also scales up to 180 from the 120, so a big difference there at the late game. They're trying to stop Susano from scaling out as well because, you know, he falls off quite hard out of all the assassins. In the late game, he becomes, you know, much less potent. So giving that Wind Siphon his 2, a little bit more damage is a great look for him, but it's a little scary for Duel because 60 to 80 to start out with too. I mean, oof. He's going to be hitting a lot harder, and he's going to be getting picks on you super early, so you're going to have to play very conservatively against him. He'll probably, once again, be the strongest level 3 god, or one of the strongest level 3 gods. So yeah, there we go. G. I don't know why I said that. That was extremely awkward. Thanks, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. I love you. Thank you. And remember to subscribe if you enjoyed. I'm thinking of doing no cam. Maybe we're going to talk about it. Things are in the works. Let me know what you think, again, about that. I felt more comfortable because of it, but maybe you didn't. So, yeah, we'll see. Oh, well, it's not per tick. The Viper shot is not per tick. I'm getting an update here. My people, hold on. What's that, Scott? It's not per tick. How can you be sure? Okay. Yes, it's not per tick, guys. Everything was a lie. I'm so sorry. Then Medusa's only going to be slightly buffed up. Alright, fuck that. That doesn't matter at all. I don't give a shit. She's going to be better. She's not going to be that much stronger. Alright, debate it in comments if it's per tick or not. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.